That was bad. That was painful to watch. Kansas City, look, we can rip on Mahomes, and he deserves to be ripped on to a degree, but he couldn't get a single player to catch a football, including Rashee Rice. He couldn't get Kelsey to catch a very elementary grab. Kelsey's a trash can out there. And Rice was no help. It was a very good defense. I think we got to keep in mind this is one of the best defenses in the National Football League. And it's so good that their offense is very mediocre, but this team continues to win. They're 8-5, getting very firmly positioned in a playoff race here. And so there's no like just trying to discount this defensive matchup. It was a tough one, but this is Patrick Mahomes. He's to a higher standard. Now, if anybody says Mahomes is done or he's that's a very, very lazy take. That's ridiculous to suggest that Mahomes is bad or Mahomes is not going to rebound from this, or Mahomes is weeks 1 through 14 or 1 through 13 weren't enough for you, for him to be the number 1/number 2 ranked fantasy football scorer at the quarterback position. If you're going to be lazy enough to suggest that that's all for nothing, throw to the wind, that's wild to me. I knew I should have started like this. Bob, I know Bob's joking. At least I hope Bob's joking. But like takes like this, where it's like, I knew I should have started T-Law over Mahomes. You didn't know. You didn't know, Bob, because if you knew, you would have done it. You didn't know. Lot of bad play this week. A lot of good play. A lot of explosions. I had a bunch of teams in the 150s, 170s, 180s. I had a couple teams in the 80s and 95 range. It's a mixed bag. It's always going to be like this. But this was a very somber game to end on for a Sunday football, because we had a lot of glorious production, and this one just crapped the bed on so many levels. But we'll break it all down. Then we'll do the Week 15 waiver wire. It's going to be a little thinner. I said that last time when we had a big old laundry list of players. But we'll do the Week 15 waiver wire, break down this game, take some phone calls, answer super chats. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
So, let's break this down. Chiefs still have playoff hopes, but they're dwindling, very, very, very much. And not to mention, they're not playing like a team that deserves to even be in the playoffs right now. They got to do something. They got to make some changes, and you got to think they got to bring somebody in to help Mahomes. They can't just keep dragging their feet. Maybe it's an elite running back. Maybe it's going in that direction. Woody Marks, 68 yards, very putrid on the ground per carry. 68 yards on 2.6 a pop on 26 carries, but he got volume. He also scored a touchdown. He only had 8 yards and 2 receptions, but Woody salvaged his day by getting that touchdown, of course. Nico, 4 catches for 121. We had a few people saying they needed 20 points out of Nico. He was just shy of that. He needed the touchdown or like 10 reception day, but still doing it. 121. He consistently gets those yardage numbers and hits them. Jaden Higgins, 34 yards, 3 catches. Could have had a lot better day. Xavier Worthy, 3 for 55. Rashee Rice, 4 for 34. Dropped several passes. 8 targets, 4 receptions. Almost every single one of those was his fault and not pulling in the pass. Kelsey's a trash can. 1 catch for 8 yards, dropped that devastating drop. Mahomes is looking in the ground going, what are you doing? Mahomes, 163 INTs. You can blame at least one of the INTs totally on him, but especially that last one, you can sit there and say Mahomes shouldn't have done this or should have done that, but he had nobody helping him. This is an awful game. He had 59 yards on the ground. Would have been okay if he just had like a touchdown, a 1 INT, 200 yards, 50 yards on the ground, essentially like getting another touchdown. It was just a horrible, horrible outing. What a putrid performance from this Kansas City Chief team that looks nothing like a team that should even be going to the playoffs, let alone even if they get in. For what? Get in and just lose right away? You can't bring that kind of game into a playoff atmosphere because it won't fly. But just devastating performance out of Mahomes, Rice, Kelsey, everybody involved. Nico's the only one that felt, and Woody to a degree, but Nico's the only one that felt like he did anything of note. What a just a disgusting game. And watching it was just so like watching Mahomes throw a ball, it's going to get dropped. You see Stroud scramble around and throws this ball, errant pass in traffic, grabbed by Higgins or grabbed by whoever, and it's like you see Mahomes scramble around every single time, throws it, bobbled, interception. Nobody could pull in anything. I feel like I'm in a simulation. I felt like I'm in a simulation, and I know this football is going to be dropped. I know this football is going to be tipped up and intercepted. I know that Mahomes is going to get sacked here. Where Stroud's, it was just crazy. Well, I felt like this is a simulation. It has to be. It was the craziest bad luck I've seen a quarterback get handed, on top of him playing bad at times for sure. But it's the craziest amount of bad luck I've seen for a quarterback in some time. This game was unusually bad on every single level with no breaks whatsoever. And Devin, don't put your receipt out there like this. This is embarrassing. Your mom's embarrassed for you. Mahomes sucks. He doesn't suck, bro. That's a really lazy take. This is a bad game. He sucked today. The Chiefs sucked today. All the receivers and pass catchers suck today. If you think Mahomes sucks, you're either speaking from some fandom level and it still looks and sounds ridiculous. It's a really bad look. Or you really don't know ball, pal. There's no way. There's no other way this could go. You got to say I didn't mean it. I was kidding. No. Generally speaking, you cannot sit here and try and define Mahomes on one game. That's the laziest take I've ever seen. But this was a bad affair. This was a bad game. This was awful. Absolutely putrid. Let's see here. I'll hit these super chats real quickly, and then we're going to get to the waiver wire. Travis, if you want to call in, you can. If you're out there, I don't even have anything prepared for the waiver board. I don't even know if I'm going to walk to the board over there. I'll write it on the board for later live streams. I might just do it on the marker board right in front of me. I don't know that we've got a lot that we can even dish out. You know, who's available at this point? We'll break it down right now. We'll look at some percentage of availability. Brian says target. I don't know what that means, bro. All right, appreciate you. Who's on target? Is that Dart? Jackson Dart? What are we doing? Woody pushed my 7-6 to the playoffs. Good for you. Proud of you. Real. And you know, Woody had a decent day. Woody could have had another touchdown. That was another part of the simulation. It's like Woody gets down there. He's working his tail off, man. And it's not really Woody's fault. They're not blocking well. Look, the Texans have an amazing defense. They have a mediocre offensive line. They have a pretty mediocre to good quarterback. He's not excellent. He's not great. He's mediocre to good. They got great wide receivers, but like good wide receiver play. Because, you know, Nico can only do so much if he's not, you know, getting a great quarterback to dish it out. You know, that's why Nico's limited. He's got this one-dimensional game right now where it's all yardage, no touchdowns, or, you know, it's just the way it is. And then Marks is just taking the abuse. He's like the lightning rod of everything going bad. It goes straight into Woody Marks, straight into the wood. The woodmaker goes straight into the woodmaker, and the woodmaster goes out there and he gets these 2 and 3 yard opportunities. They're not him rushing for 2 point whatever yards per carry. What did he have? Woody Marks. Woody Marks is a better running back than this. He's an elusive guy. I don't care what data or your stat sheet says, or according to the metrics, this guy's got no explosives. He's not very explosive, Smitty. Well, it's because he's running into 3 defenders before he even gets the football in his hands. He doesn't even know if he's holding the ball yet, and he's got to defend 3 or 4 people putting their arms on him. So, like, it's not Woody's fault. But 2.6 yards per carry, Woody's not a 2.6 yard per carry guy. He's not, but it is what it is. It's part of the package. You draft Woody, you get a bad offensive line. It's your own fault for expecting anything different, right? Okay, great. We settled on that. So Woody gets the ball. He's a lightning rod, takes the brunt of everything, and he finally just puts in the work, gets down to the goal line, gets kind of knocked around. They take him out. They make sure they put him through the concussion protocol procedures. Just look at him, make sure he didn't get his bell rung, and get a wind knocked out of him. What is it? Let's take you up the field. And then he gets replaced. The touchdown's very easily scored. Wide open rushing lane. Good run, but still a wide open rushing lane that even Woody Marks would have got. And it's like, that was just the nature of this game. You're about to be giveth, and then it's taketh away. And it was just constant. It was horrible. It was so bad. It was so bad. Let me see. Okay, so I answered the super chat. Woody pushed me over to 7 to 6. Great job, my guy. Real appreciate you dropping the super chat. Any other super chats will get immediate attention. I'll even interrupt the waiver show to a degree, unless we have so many of them. I'll do as many as I can. Travis, I don't even know where to begin. That game riled me up. I have no idea what I'm even looking at right now. Can't even feel my face. But here I am trying to maneuver this waiver board for week 15. I don't think I'm going to go. I don't think I'm going to go up to the board. I think we need to be. Let's be very strategic with this. Let's not throw 30%ers out there. Let's not throw even 4. Let's like 50% availability.
Do you want me to just? Do you want to go by position real quick, and I'll just name off some guys? Or
yeah, like 50% or right at 50%. It's 47, sure, but nothing below that at this juncture in the offseason. Let's just rip through this. Who are you seeing that's available? And in this way, and if anybody has an addition they want to recommend, put a green check mark emoji by it, or we won't see it. You're just typing to nobody. You're just wasting your time. You could be cooking a rack of meatloaf right now instead of typing without a green check mark emoji and wasting your sweet time. So put a green check mark emoji, put a player name if you want to add a recommendation. Go ahead, Travis.
So QB, Shador, he's going to be there.
What's his availability?
He's available in.
Love Shador. What a game.
80%, 85%.
What a game. The haters are going to have, excuses for him. Well, the reason why he's so good today because it's bad. Like, it's always going to be excuses. The guy's playing with one hand tied behind his back, has been all freaking year. So you can see he's not even prepared as well as he should be. So you can say whatever you want about Shador and matchups, and like this guy's been a disadvantage. Imagine going to type up TPS reports at your job. You get moved to a different station, okay? And you're told, let's go. I want you to type up these TPS reports. But when you go to type them up, they keep taking away the manual. They don't train you. They just throw you to the floor the day that TPS reports need to be typed. And they don't tell you how to do them. They don't tell you what format. They just throw you out there. You haven't worked with anybody. This is how they treated this man. And he still goes out there, stamps a TPS report, stamps another TPS report, stamps another TPS report, and he continues to work. I don't care if they're easy TPS reports or tough TPS reports. This man's out there stamping TPS reports like a monster. All right, go ahead, Travis. I'm sorry.
There's quite a few QBs that are like 40% or more available. Sam Darnold is over 40% available.
Oh, mediocre Sam?
Yep.
And what's his face wants to call on at any time tonight. I didn't have time to take phone calls or the Seattle Hawks. You dial in if you want to school us on your Darnold take. Darnold is a decent, mediocre quarterback that in fantasy's got JSN to throw to, so we like it. But is it someone you should be starting? Probably not. All right, go ahead, Travis.
Brissett, he's still only 52% owned.
And Brissett should be 1. So let me move these around. He should be the number 1. Brissett. Sanders.
Hiwa has been a top 12 QB since week 9.
Yeah, until you play him.
Right. But,
okay.
All
right. All right, so put him on there. It's good.
Beyond that, you have, guys like Howard Shuck, J.J. McCarthy, Aaron Rodgers. They're all available. If you're talking about like 40% or better.
How do you spell Shuck again? I always forget it.
Shough.
Shough. It's so bad. It doesn't make sense. Shuck. Okay. That's one when I'm writing it. I'm like, what am I writing? Shucks. Look, this guy's like an RB. Yeah. He's out there.
And like just they're like 25 to 30%, but just keep an eye out. Jordan Love, Caleb Williams. They're probably out there in some of your leagues.
Jordan Love, yeah. Jordan Love would probably go between Brissett and Sanders, or between Brissett and Darnold, I guess. Okay, Let's go to the RB column, and I think this is how I rank it. I could definitely swap Darnold and Sanders because I think Darnold, you've got motherfucking JSN to throw to. In fact, but I love Sanders. Sanders scored 4 touchdowns. I know the matchup, I get it, but man, I mean, it's fun to talk about, fun to think about. How good is he? How bad is he? What a debate we're gonna have in the offseason. All right, go ahead, Travis, with the RBs.
So number 1 is probably Quorum, right?
Yeah, probably. Let me see. When we get through it, Quorum, and just for all the crybabies out there about the Quorum situation, like, what do you want from Kyron though? He still scored a touchdown, and what do you have? 80 yards. What was it? 84 yards, 87 yards rushing.
Yeah, 84. And they told you what they were going to do.
Yeah,
they said they were going to keep him fresh for the playoffs. So
I mean, 84 and a touch. Are you really? I get it. It's easy to climb in your feelings and be like, oh, but those other 2 should have been him. I know. I feel it too. I wish it too. But yeah, like Travis said, you've been set up for this. Probably Neil would be the next one, I would think.
Yeah, probably Neil. Checking percentage on. Jalen Wright, if Achaen misses time.
What was the divide between Wright and Gordon?
Jalen Wright ended up with 24 for 107.
Yeah, but what was the carry divide?
Ollie, it was a huge difference. Ollie ended up with 5.
It's so hard to understand why they're switching when they are. They don't even tell us, what's going on. Wright's really a solid player. I like Gordon more, but I think the thing is, Wright knows the offense more. He's been there, whereas Gordon's still learning it, and I mean, it's more of convenience factor, but he plays well, so they're going to continue. So Wright's a good one. By the way, the early word is that, and Miami Mike McDaniel. I have a lot of people in the live chat, especially the earlier stream. They're like, he's fine. No, we don't know that yet. We know that the word was it was a coach's decision to hold him out, but with these kinds of injuries, soft tissue, ribs, hamstrings, calves, it's not like it's an ACL where it's the damage is kind of done and it's there and it's healing, or you need surgery or whatever. With some of these injuries like soft tissue or ribs, or you get to the next day and it can be worse. You find out more information. Your adrenaline's not there anymore. They do an MRI and they realize there's such damage, even with ribs, that if he was to play, that he'd be so limited if they, put a harness on him and everything, that they just rather rest him. It's not worth it with this, with the current season, the way that it is for the Dolphins, and what are they fighting for? So you got to understand, it doesn't matter if the coach comes out and says he could have went back in, doesn't mean he won't sit the next game. So we have to keep that in mind as we navigate the next 24 hours, maybe longer, maybe less. But this whole thing that the coach spoke about, it doesn't give you a pass to throw him in your lineup and get on a plane and not check your lineup until you land in week 16. We do need to examine this. All right, next running backs.
So not that you're going to necessarily trust them, but Tony Pollard had 25 for 161.
Yeah,
2 touchdowns.
Yeah. No,
they've been playing better.
I mean, is Pollard the number 1 ad? Maybe. I don't trust him either, but that was a day.
Quorum or Pollard. Yeah.
So we'll go Neil. We'll go Pollard, Neil, Wright. Pollard, Neil, and you still got Kamara. We don't know what's going on, so it's the Neil and Wright are easy to move up or down based on news. But I think this feels correct. Algier, yeah, he keeps stealing.
Yeah, Algier, Mason is similar in that sense. 11 for 52 with a touchdown. One guy you're probably not going to put on because he's only 25% available, but Gainwell.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out for him in your leagues.
Again, he looks so good. It's frustrating to watch Gainwell. This is why I think we might be in a simulation. I know I keep talking about it. I don't really believe it, but I joke about it because it's so ridiculous how things go sometimes. It's you only think this is only happening. This couldn't happen. You know the feeling you get where you're like, if it wasn't a simulation, how me needing this to happen would make it not happen. What's my life have to do with Patrick Mahomes? Nothing. I'm a minuscule, nothing, meaningless piece of Patrick Mahomes' trajectory. But how, if I need him to do this and Rice, how does it go this way? That's what makes you think in your mind. Maybe it is a simulation. Maybe none of you are here. I'm in a padded room, or I'm hooked up to a machine, and it's just my brain. And I got in a skiing accident, and I've got one pin down my one leg, and I'm sitting there with the brain hooked up to a machine, and they're testing me, and I'm just going through the motions, and I want to be a YouTuber. So here I am, pretending I'm on a live stream. But everything goes wrong for you, and if you're like the superstition of things where you're like, if I change, or if I don't watch this play, if I walk out of the room, the player does well. You know that feeling? How could you have anything to do with it unless you are the sole focus of what's going on? It's crazy. So why was I even saying that? It's my own simulation. I should know. I think Gainwell. Yes, good. Thank you. You're a plant. You're a plant, Travis. You're nothing but a plant. You're part of the simulation. You're part of the problem. You're like the person. You're like the nurse speaking to me. You're changing my diaper. If I even have one, I think I'm just a brain hooked up to a machine. Like, how does Travis know what I was going to say? That's so staged, Travis. Be more obvious. What was I saying again?
Gainwell.
There you go again. Showing off. Gainwell. How can Gainwell get work that Bijan can't get? And Gainwell is certainly in a committee. Bijan's not in a committee. He's in a vulturing territory. But how does Gainwell just walk into the end zone? How does Gainwell get all these opportunities? And Bijan, the best running back from a physical standpoint, can't even get the damn football. You know, can't get any sort of goal line work. It's insane. It's ludicrous to me. But on the Gainwell topic, again, he's not available enough to put on this list. We're kind of going with the hardcore 50% cutoff here. And maybe we do that moving forward to slim the list down. But then we do mentions like Travis just said. Gainwell, keep in mind. You know, Love, keep in mind. For those of you in grandma leagues, in grandma simulations. You know, the easy stuff. Okay, who else?
So the two guys on bye, Tracy and Singletary. I mean, you can kind of do what you want with them. After that, you have guys like Sean Tucker, you know, Keaton Mitchell, who ended up getting hurt. Sean White,
Chat?
Bam Knight. No one that had a huge week.
All right. Travis, did you even watch the Hawks?
No. I only do analytics, DVOA. A couple others. You don't need to watch. You just look at the analytics.
You just look at the GTC05Z. I mean, that tells you if you don't know anything. Okay, if anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, you missed it earlier. All right. Wide receivers, go.
So the obvious one, make sure he's not available. Michael Wilson, like 18 to 20% of league, so he's still out there. So just make sure.
Shame on any of you if he's available. All right.
Flournoy, if Lamb misses time in a big game.
Okay.
Christian Watson.
What's his
available? Flournoy is available in 99% of leagues, 98%. But Christian Watson is available in 30 to 32% of leagues right now.
Really? Wow.
I think he's got to be the one.
Flournoy. Yeah, Flournoy is interesting. He's a good player. You can't really read that. Let me rewrite that. Christian Watson, guys, I'm not going to write him on the board because we're only going to hardcore 50% cutoff. But if you are in a league, check if Watson is available.
Yeah, he's available in 31, 32%. So there's a good chance he's out there.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to put Tim Patrick down? He had 78 with a touchdown for the Jags.
Did
He's
you
available
watch the Jags?
100%. No.
Okay, Patrick, go ahead.
Shaheed is available in 50% of leagues. Granted, he did his damage on a kickoff. Jerry Jeudy.
Oh, yeah. You know, I might put him over Flournoy.
Yeah. I mean, he three catches, 5 targets, 76 and a touchdown. But if that offense is starting to do something with Shedeur.
Yeah, well, it's Shedeur that makes me want to rank Jeudy here. I think.
Yeah.
I think.
I agree.
Let me rewrite this. This is driving me nuts. A little bit of my. It's either my OCD or the programming of the simulation needs it more clearly. Flournoy. Patrick Shaheed.
Okay.
Vele. We'll put Vele. What did Vele finish with? EK. Jaden Higgins, who didn't have a great game, but he's still good enough to put on here for sure.
Vele 3 for 40, 7 points.
Burden probably still, yeah. I still think Burden's gonna have he did pretty decent, but he didn't do great. Okay. Fannin at tight end.
Yeah. And just keep an eye out. You don't put him on the list, but keep an eye out for Pierce because he's available in 30% of leagues. Godwin is available in 35% of leagues.
Okay, so Love.
Addison in 25%. So just keep all those.
Love, Gainwell, Watson.
Yep.
Who was the running back? Gainwell. That was the running back. Love, Gainwell, Watson.
I mean, Monunga is still available in over 20% of leagues too.
Monungai. Am I missing anybody? Monungai, Addison, Watson, Gainwell, Love.
Pierce. And Godwin, I don't know if you want to put him there or not.
Yeah. Godwin. These are all guys not likely available. They're up in the clouds. The simulation clouds.
All right, so Fannin is owned in 65%, so he's available.
Did you watch the
35%.
Browns? Did you watch the Brownies? They played pretty good. Fannin and Jeudy, you notice a trend here? Sanders, Jeudy, Fannin. And if we wanted to put Sampson on here too, probably, but
Fannin wouldn't be a 50% guy though, or even 40%. That's
okay. Let me put Fannin.
Yeah, he's 35%.
Thanks for fanning my flame there, Travis. Okay, who's the highest tight end available then? Evans. Look up Evans real quick. That's a good one, Evans. Even though you don't put a green check mark next to it, there, Philly or Philip. I did see it on the corner.
So 25% available.
Okay. But we're gonna put him on here, Evans for sure. All right, tight end.
In terms of availability,
Knox,
Loveland, Knox, Gesicki had 20 points. Oliver had 16 points, but I don't know.
Well, what about Parkinson? Is he still?
Yep, he's available. 95% of leagues.
Jeez.
Mason Taylor available in 80%.
Yeah, I love the way we do waiver wire because I almost guarantee you're watching somebody else, they're leaving something like this off there. I think it's really good to go through it. We're always erasing stuff. Parkinson, you said Mason Taylor, which is an okay pick, but Taysom Hill, didn't he come in and almost score? They called back, I forget. Taysom Hill.
He ended up with -1 point.
But I think he almost had a touchdown. So just someone to keep an eye on if you're in desperation, especially if he's like QB eligible.
Schultz is still available. He has 5 or 6 targets a game. And then guys that are over 50%. Strange, Bannon,
Schultz. Let me rewrite.
Did you get? Yeah.
Bucky.
Keep an eye on Kincaid. He's available in 27% of leagues.
Sicky. Kincaid. Okay, I'll put Kincaid over here. You said who was the other one? The other big name? Schultz. Kincaid. It was a big
Strange
name.
Is available in. Strange is available in 33%. Strange, Brent
Strange. Yeah. Strange was the one I was. Okay, Strange. That's it. I mean, that's the waiver board, ladies and gentlemen. Booty. I guess you could put Booty on the waiver on the wide receiver.
Yep.
Sure.
Booty can go on there. Sure. Someone said Waller, maybe.
Booty.
I don't think too much today.
I'm gonna keep this clean. Let's go Vele. Let's go DK. I like DK over Vele. DK.
I'd probably have Booty pretty far up.
Patrick. Booty. Uh-oh, I raised somebody and I don't remember what I did. Oh, I can look back. Vele. DK.
Shahid.
Vele.
Yep.
Patrick. There we go. I'm so glad I got replay. I'm so used to double tapping backwards. Honest question. You can admit it. No one's going to laugh at you. Is anybody like in their, this is more simulation stuff. Is anybody just out in their day ever like thought they could rewind what they were looking at? Just, you're looking at screens so much. You're like sitting there in the store. You're like, what did I just see? You're like, maybe you don't actually go through the motions of double tapping, but you think to yourself, like, could I rewind that? I can't. And part of me thinks we're like maybe 4 years, 3 years, 5 years away from that being the case in our glasses, where we have a trailing hour in our lens that if at any moment we want to double tap back to see something, I almost guarantee you we're going to be doing that in 3-4 years. All right.
It's not going to be that hard to do.
And I maybe I'm just ahead of my time in terms of expecting the muscle memory for that. Maybe I got planted here. Maybe that's why I'm so confused right now about what I'm seeing with Mahomes, because next year he goes crazy, and I think it's this year. No, I haven't watched The Matrix in a while. I probably should. Although that might trigger more of this, so let's stay away from it. Yeah, that's it. That's a waiver wire board.
Yeah.
Sanders,
just
Darnold.
make sure you check for those top guys, because they're like 25% or more. And so there's a good chance.
I'll put this
one or
up.
two of those guys.
I'll transpose this over to the other board, and then we'll have it all week. But this is it. Judy, Flournoy, Booty, Shahid, DK.
Oh,
I kind of like
Likely. That's a good one.
Likely, okay. Taylor, we'll put Likely here. I don't care about Taylor that much. Okay, so I'll transpose this over, but the big people, Pollard, Corum, Neal, Wright, and you're watching Wright and Neal based on their starter ahead of them in the injury news. Brissett's a league winner. Sanders looks really good. Darnold is a mediocre quarterback that has JSN, so we like him. Judy, Flournoy, Booty, it's kind of thin. Like Travis said, it's Kincaid, not available in a lot of leagues, but it's these guys up here. If you guys run into a Gainwell or a Monangai or a Christian Watson or a Pierce or an Evans or a Godwin or a Fannin, that's really where the gold is, outside the 50% mark. Hopefully your league has one of those guys available up here. And then this is kind of just the mediocre fill-ins. Parkinson kind of feels like a pot of gold potentially. He keeps scoring touchdowns week in and week out.
Oh, did you get
Singletary, sure.
Singletary or Tracy?
No. Let's put single Terry, and then don't know if you'll be able to read this, but Tracy. All right, I got it there. I'll transpose it to the other board at least, so it'll all be very clear when I put it over there. All right, let me get these super chats real quick, Travis, and then.
Oh, one more, Jaden Reed.
Jaden Reed. All right, I'll put him in there.
Yeah.
And he looked pretty
good. Using him quite a bit early.
What did he finish with at the end of the year?
Today, you mean?
Yeah.
4 for 31.
4 for 31.
9.3 points. Oh, and he had 2 for 22 rushing.
Yeah. Slim, he's already back. He's not coming back from an IR. He's already back. He just played. All right, yeah, there it is. All right, let me hit these super chats, and then we'll get to phone calls. Flea Nice with a $20 hauler. You straight up monster, you Flea. Flea says,
alert, super chat alert.
Flea says, Woody usage plus injury to Chubb. Do I roll all three backs, Harvey, Hendy, Woody, and bench Igbuka because he's on a short week? Evans coming back. I like the problem I have. Woody versus Igbuka. Still thinking Igbuka. I like how careful you were with that, Flea Nice. I'm not gonna yell at you, bro. You drop out a $20 super chat, but I do believe that I get it. I understand everybody, and I'm not gonna try and pressure anyone to start Igbuka based on the amount of pushback I know people want to throw back, and I get it. I'm not worried about pushback, but I mean, I'm not going to try and force people into doing something that if it doesn't work out for one more week, then I'm the bad guy. You know, you got to trust your gut. Woody is getting abused. Woody gets hurt every game, and I'm not saying you play scared with Woody, but it's not like Woody doesn't come with some risk as well. I like them both. I think Woody looks pretty good. I think we wait on the Chubb injury news, and then we go from there. Right now, I'm still personally leaning Igbuka. If he caught that touchdown throw that wasn't exactly on the money, but he had some other opportunities that he clearly dropped that were his fault. There were several things that happened. I mean, he easily could have had 60 and a touch, and then everyone would have forgiven him. He didn't have it, though. So I know everybody wants to write him off, and everyone wants to call him a trash can. But just a little jog down memory lane. Jamar Chase had this much hate, but more his rookie year. I promise you, because I felt it so bad. Jamar Chase, you guys have seen me talk Book up all year, but at zero cost. Like, he was so downstream on ADP data. Jamar Chase cost a lot higher draft pick. And so I took a lot of heat. And so I remember it very well. Smitty, you're wrong. And then I did a big push, trade for Jamar Chase during his rookie wall. Trade for Jamar Chase. We broke it down the other day. Travis pulled up the numbers when we were live. He absolutely had a rookie wall that was super deep. And he kind of bounced back a little bit, then went back into it. And everyone's like, no, he's back to being a bust. And I said, trust me, trade for him. And then in the fantasy playoffs, what was it, 250 and 3, Travis? 256 and 3, or it was something.
256 or 264 or something.
260 and 3 touchdowns. And I'm not saying Buka is 260 and 3, but I'm merely pointing out that the hate for Jamar Chase was greater than the hate for Buka right now, which is wild to me because he delivered fantasy greatness to so many of you for so long, and everybody's willing to just throw him to the wolves right now. I don't mind benching him, but some of he's trash, he's garbage, he's horrible, I'm going to cut him. Like, it's ridiculous. You know, in just a little trip down memory lane as well with Jahmyr Gibbs. Do you know how many people cut Jahmyr Gibbs and called him trash? That he's worthless, that he's not going to do anything, hasn't touched the ball, Smitty. What's going on? It's week number 6. He's trash in week 6. It took Gibbs to week 7. And Buka did everything at the front end. So he's bound to hit a rookie wall. He's not used to an NFL season. This thing happens, especially when so much pressure and responsibilities put on your plate. Now, I can't promise you that he'll bounce back this year. I can't. I don't have a crystal ball for that. I don't. I wish I did. I could tell you I do, but I don't. But I do know that the great ones almost always break through the rookie wall And when they do, they don't just play well, they skyrocket like Jamar Chase did. And I was so confident in that. And it took a while. He was so bad. People were writing off Jamar Chase. People forget they hated Jamar Chase. He's a one-hit wonder. He did it in the beginning of the year. He's trash. I can't tell you how much hate I got over the Jamar Chase situation because it was deep into weeks like 14. If I remember correctly, it was like week 14 or something. Week 15, I think, is when he had that 250s, whatever. So I'm not going to pressure anybody to start in Book. But I think that we take this as it comes this week. I'm not ready to answer this question. It's a great topic of conversation, but we need to know what's going on with Chubb before we have at least that information to lean on. Lost by 1 point, needed Nico for 1 actual point. Shaking my head. Jason, I was thinking about you and your question, bro. I was rooting for 20 points. I kept thinking about that the whole night. I'm like, did he get 20? Did he get 20? I was looking at it the whole night, bro. I'm like, damn it, 4 catches. He needs more catches. I knew it would be a rough day after Red Zone audio. I'll tell you, bro, that Red Zone audio definitely threw everything off kilter. That's when the simulation had some malfunctions. Who would you rather have, Fannin or Tyler Warren? Man, that's a tough call now because I don't know how handcuffed Tyler Warren's going to be moving forward. Fannin looks unlocked, bro. And this is the player that we've been talking about. I knew we were right on Fannin. I knew we were mother freaking right on Fannin. And he looks unbelievable. Fannin is a wide receiver. He's not a tight end. He's a wide receiver. He just plays tight end. That's why he outperformed every single wide receiver in this draft class and in college football and all the tight ends. He outperformed them all in receptions and yards. He led Jeremiah Smith, Travis Hunter, Ted McMillan. Fannin outscored all of them in receptions and yards. And he was like 13th in the nation in touchdowns. He almost had the triple crown. That's how good Fannin was. Better than every wide receiver in college football last year. Every one of them, Jeremiah Smith included. That's crazy when you think about it. He's a wide receiver. And he's unlocked right now. But I don't know. Do I start Fannin over Tyler Warren? Tyler Warren losing Danny Dimes is just a nutsack kick of all nutsack kicks, bro. I don't know what's in store for him. I don't know. Why Slim says, why you all want Smitty to be wrong so bad? Who's wanting me to be wrong? I don't even see that. Who's saying that in the chat? Who is the one that's saying this? I don't even see it. Be a man, Smitty. Take a just. This guy is just the only one you're talking about, Slim. S1S says Sabo or whatever the hell your name is. Be a man, Smitty. Take a lap for Buka. Why would I take a lap for Buka? Has Buka not delivered for you at your cost of entry? Why would I take a lap for Buka? Why would I take a lap for Buka? Why don't you take a lap for Buka? Why don't you take a lap for not liking Buka? I don't know who else you're talking about, Slim. If that's the only one you mean, I have no idea. Travis, what are you doing? Dimes or Fannin or Warren without Dimes?
Man, I'm tempted to go Fannin just because his floor even has been 10 points, whatever. So at the worst, I think you're getting a 10 or 12 point game out of him. I don't know. I know people are going to say it's crazy, probably, but until I play it safe a lot of the time, and so I'll lean towards a guy I know what I'm probably going to get, and I think they have a pretty good matchup for tight ends next week for San Francisco. Or do you think they just feed Warren?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Because that's like my initial thought is just ride the hot hand because that wins a lot in the playoffs.
Chad's saying Fannin for the most part.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you got to look at it like this. I don't know that the opportunities are going to be there for Warren, and so he's going to have to make his own, which he can. but Fannon's going to make his own and get the opportunity. So I do feel like it is smarter to go Fannon. So right now, but let's be flexible that if we see something different right away in this first week out, we got to come back and reconvene on that. But it's a great question. You know, it's one that you probably thought somebody's going to blast me on this one, but because he loves Tyler Warren. But no, man, it's adjust and adapt. I'm having one of my lowest scoring weeks of the year, and it's my league championship. I'm leading 102-73 with Gadsden left. My opponent has Hertz left to play. Pretty weird year. Ray G, appreciate you. You are the man, the myth, the legend. Ray G, I believe, is on this board right here.
He is a unicorn.
Ray G's been a baller for here for years. I think that's the same Ray G, right? Yeah, Ray G's the man. Ray G, I'm very grateful for your super chat. Grateful for you being here. And
championship week 14.
Yeah, that's weird. That's a little weird, bro. It's a little weird, Ray G. Played a championship week during the bye. What are you doing? Championship week during a bye week? What kind of upside down town is this, bro? What kind of simulation you in? You only got 1-2 booked up to you, bro. What's going on, Ray G? Championship week during the bye. What kind of commissioner is probably Ray G? Ray G.
That's arguably worse than week 18.
What's he doing,
I don't know
bro?
what's worse.
What's he doing back there? Oh, Ray G. But good job. You're winning. Hopefully Hertz craps the bed, bro. All right, here we go. Team is projected 168. Thank you for all the advice and locked in. Yeah, we have a lot of people come in here that have bad weeks, and they're like, yeah, everything's doom and gloom. Smitty. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, just because a couple things go bad and you happen to collect all the bad things together doesn't mean the rest of the world is going through the same thing you are. Look at this guy, 168. Fane's like, look at me. Locked in the second seed and a bye. Starters are Lamar Jackson definitely bounced back. I really feel better about him next week now. CD, he'll be fine, hopefully. He has so much time. I think we get maybe good news tomorrow, hopefully. Zay looked good today. And Lamar bounces back. Zay bounces back. Gee, I wonder if that's correlated. Gibbs, Chase Brown, Hunter Henry is what he's saying there. DK, Metcalf, bring home the chip. Attaboy. Appreciate you, Fane. Fane to the moon. 2 more super chats and back over to Travis. Then we'll open the phone line up. Happy PPR rest of season. Best tight end start for the playoffs. Tyler Warren, Strange, Colby Parkinson, or Loveland. This is another one of those questions where it's like, is Parkinson just a locked-in safe play? I like Strange a lot, but is Parkinson... He's got literally, 5 out of 6 games with a touchdown? Is it like 4 or 5 in a row at this point?
Yeah.
I believe it. Let me look it up real quickly. I think it's been...
I think he had 1 game without.
He's been a touchdown machine. And look, Stafford, this is a pattern. You know, it's not like Parkinson's... Colby Parkinson, just absolutely amazing. He has 1-1-1-0-1 in back-to-back games. He's got last 3 games, 4 targets, 5 targets, 5 targets. He's got only 41, 27, and 32 yards. But, I mean, this is a strong tight end, performer right now. No pause needed. This is a good ad. But am I gonna sit Tyler Warren for him? I don't know. I think I want more time. I don't think I want to make this call right now. Tyler Warren still got 6 targets. Now, granted, Danny Dimes played some of this game, but 2 catches for 15 yards is pretty putrid. On 6 targets, that means that he's not getting accurate passes thrown his way. Whether part of that was Dimes or not, I haven't looked at the dissection of those targets from each quarter. But that's bad.
Another thing to consider is while it's a good matchup for tight ends, they're playing Seattle next week, and Seattle going against a rookie quarterback could get ugly.
And then you look at Strange, and Strange is he's a really good player, bro. 6 targets. I mean, not a good outing today, but 5, 4,
He just didn't
6.
get a touchdown.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. I guess if it were me right now, I would lean toward. I would lean toward Warren right now.
Me too.
But I'd be very tempted to go Parkinson or Loveland or Strange. But they're all so close. I don't know which one. I'd probably say Parkinson. Parkinson's pretty nice though. So is Warren or Loveland. But Loveland's got the volatility of Caleb. I mean, I don't know what people expected me to say. Again, I had a lot of people going, so now what do you think of Caleb? I'm like, what makes you think I'm going to think differently? Like, if that was not an INT to lose the game, I've had a lot of people ask me that question. A lot of people get really perplexed by my Caleb Williams takes. They think it's hate. They're like, why are you such a hater to Caleb? I'm not a hater. It's only hate when you disagree with me. That's the funny nature of what I do. When you disagree with me, whoever's watching, you think I'm a hater. But if you agree with me, you think Smitty's right. That's the nature of what I do. And I'm never going to please everybody. The amazing viewer of this show, the most ideal viewer that I could create, if I was to create digitally, the most amazing viewer would be somebody that could just say, look, if I don't agree with Smitty, I'm here for the entertainment factor as well as the fantasy advice, because this is an entertaining show, I must say. I think no other show is as entertaining as this one, and I can say that with damn straight confidence. So if you disagree with me, the most ideal viewers is going to be like, look, I don't agree with this one. You know, like Aldi's in here. We've got a few people that are very big Bear believers. We got Blackbeard's a Niner fan. I'm sure I've said stuff he totally disagrees with the Niners, although he does say I say a lot of things he agrees with. But those guys don't take everything personally. When somebody really, really, really takes it personally, I'm hating and I'm no longer right. Just like the Seattle Hawks guy earlier, because I disagree with him, I didn't watch the games. You obviously didn't watch the Seattle game, because if you watched it, you would have known that this data that I have is the data that explains while he doesn't look good, he is good. And if I don't agree and I say that Darnold will fold in the playoffs, I'm wrong. It's not my opinion. I'm wrong. And so that's the funny part about this. But anyway, I forget why I was even going on that tangent. Travis?
Caleb,
thank you. You're a plant, Travis. You're a plant. What I was saying was about Caleb, I get so sidetracked that sometimes it's really hard for me to turn the boat around. But Caleb goes out there and throws the game away, looks errant the entire game until a very small window of time where he's throwing very well on the run on last-ditch effort lobs where wide receivers are running second routes. They're all scrambled all over the field. And even Brady said during part of the broadcast, even though we're all enamored, can I just admit as a Caleb hater, can I just admit that Caleb Williams has a cannon. Caleb Williams is a master at running away from defenders because he did it his whole college career because he doesn't know how to stay in the pocket. But neither here nor there, he is a master at running around and getting out of trouble with his legs and just escaping. And it's so crazy because you're like, tackle him, and no one can tackle him. Like, he's really an elite scramble artist. No doubt about it. But he was 1 for 7, if I remember correctly, for like less than 10 yards. I think he had like 7 yards or 3 yards on 1 for 7 at the beginning of the game. He was throwing errant passes everywhere. Couldn't stay in the pocket for the life of him. And Tom Brady finally said, well, that was an amazing play here and there. Tom Brady's like, he shouldn't be out of the pocket. Like, he should have already gotten rid of the ball. The reason that he's always scrambling is because he's holding on to the ball too long. And so, anyway, long story short, I had a lot of people trying to have me explain my Caleb hate today. And I'm like, it's not hate. It's the guy doesn't deserve to be the number 1 overall pick. The guy doesn't deserve to be a top 10 pick. And you could say, well, what about JD5? You would be correct to call that into question right now. Everybody will be correct to call into question what Jaden Daniels is right now. I will say his rookie year, he certainly earned it. And we can't go back in time and relive that moment. Right now, we are in a perplexed state looking at Jaden Daniels. Is Jaden Daniels going to again regain his top 10 overall pick status? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Well, right now, I'm not willing to say yes. And that sucks. That's a real depressing thing to say because we loved Jaden Daniels. And Jaden Daniels proved us correct. We were correct on Jaden Daniels. Now, this year, it's been a disaster. And I don't know where it goes from here. Part of it is Quinn. It's on the coaching staff as much as it is Jaden Daniels. But we got to figure out what Jaden Daniels can be. Now, he's going to be cellar dweller cheap. He'll be as cheap as can be so we can take gambles on him without overpaying. But you still have to ask yourself, when people keep talking about Caleb and this magic that he brings to the table, he's a mediocre quarterback with an absolute cannon and a 10 out of 10 capability of escaping situations that he gets himself in. And if you put Bagent in there, this team does better. It doesn't matter that they've won and done well. Ben Johnson's a master. Ben Johnson's amazing. Ben Johnson's him. Ben Johnson is him. We try to tell Water Gump, by the way, he's MIA right now. We can't find him anywhere. Even when the Lions are winning, he's MIA. It's weird. But Water Gump hasn't been here. We try to tell Water Gump losing Ben Johnson's a bad thing. Ben Johnson's in his bag. He did build the offensive line in a very, very solid way. He does have a good rushing attack. They drafted a great running back in Manungai. Swift has been over-delivering for how many weeks and nearly a year and a half, 2 years now. This is a player or a coach that is getting the most out of his players. But Caleb is Jimmy Garoppolo. Shanahan was able to make Jimmy propped up to be, I don't know if you remember my live streams on this when I said Jimmy's not even a top 25 QB. People are like, oh my God, can't believe you're saying this. Jimmy Garoppolo was trash, dressed up and playing like a top 15 type QB. Caleb is not a top 10 quarterback. Caleb can flirt with top 10 production when all goes well because of Ben Johnson. If Caleb's dumping off a pass and the receiver makes it happen, Caleb can score a touchdown. Now, I know Caleb did have a nice touchdown throw to Zachy Boy, but I'll tell you what, he should never have been in that position, and it was a good throw. And I admit that was a good pass. It was a good throw. He can be very accurate sometimes, but he's also so errant with his passes. Tom Brady even said, what's he doing still scrambling, though? Man, Ben Johnson looks good, though. I wonder what Ben really thinks of Caleb down deep. If you could put him on a lie detector and ask him, is Caleb your starter 2 years from now? Yes or no only. What do you predict? I wonder what he would say. I wonder what he would say.
He might say yes because of the confidence in himself.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I mean, how can you say that? Like you said, it's all, he can't play in a pocket. He has to roll up. Like, it's the only way
he's so inaccurate it's going to be
fire
crazy.
drill. Anytime there's a good play, it's a fire drill. Completely.
Aldi's a big Bears fan, and he said 2 years from now, hell nah. Caleb will be a stud in a year, says Allen.
Well, that is, Bears fans are, I'm not even joking, used to that.
Yeah.
Like cubic carousel,
I still believe if Bagent gets in there, we're going to see Bagent look like Mac Jones on steroids for the way Mac played in San Francisco this year. I think that's what we get out of Bagent. I think he looks like Mac Jones in San Francisco when he was in his bag, PCL dangling from his leg, just limping along, just the dog. Bagent's a dog. And Bagent, I'm telling you, he in this offense, he would be good for Ben Johnson. And if it's not Bagent, I'm not trying to hitch my wagon to Bagent as in Bagent's the next top 5 QB. I'm not saying that. But if it's not Bagent, Ben will figure it out and he'll get another quarterback in here. But keep in mind, Bagent was so good in that last second miracle throw where he won that last preseason game. He was so good that Ben Johnson extended him after the game and gave him a 2-year contract instead of the 1 year. Why do you think that was? Just to be safe? Well, he already had him under contract. And if you wanted to keep him, you could. Like, why did he do that? Because he really likes him. It doesn't mean he sat there and said, I'm going to replace Caleb with Bajan. I don't think he's thinking like that. But he's clearly overthinking it more than the average person with that particular player and position. That's a very strategic move, and it says something to be like, hey, that game was so good. We like what you're doing. We don't want you on a 1-year deal. We want to make sure we have you locked down so that if you go in there at all in 2025 and blow up, we know we have another year of leverage.
Yeah, because Caleb was very much up in question. And if you remember in training camp, they were talking about how he can't hit the percentage of completions that Ben Johnson wants. And there was real question, not that he wouldn't start, but like, is he going to be able to grasp this offense?
Well, and I'm not even naive enough to sit here and go, oh, they're going to replace him at some point this year. If he gets hurt, if something happens and Caleb gets hurt and Bajan goes in, then all of a sudden it's like, well, we've seen it a lot of times happen this year. Purdy wasn't rushed back. Kyler Murray wasn't rushed back. It's happened over and over. Big Homie with the $10 hauler says playoff next week, standard, full PPR, pick team, Burrow, Dart, Burrow, Gibbs, Chase Brown, AJ Brown, Rice. You're still going Rice. So AJ Brown, Rice, your receivers. Gibbs and Chase Brown are your running backs. And if you're going one more flex play, it's between Buka, Hendy, and Debo. You got to go Hendy. If you can go an additional flex for any reason, easy call Buka. Oh, you got JMO too down there. Damn it. Why'd you list JMO at the end, bro? Warren or I'm going to go Fannin for now. I mean, I would probably go JMO over Buka right now in that last part of my answer, but I'm still starting Hendy over JMO, but super close. You could go either way. I would not make anybody take a lap for starting JMO. Hey, Smitty, rest of season, do you... Actually, I would say maybe JMO is even safer. Oh, did he have Harvey too? He had Harvey too, didn't he? Hold on a second. God, I have allergies. My whole face is itching. Chase Brown. Okay, so Chase Brown, Gibbs, and Harvey. And then AJ Brown and Rice. That would be my... And then if you can go one more player, it's between Buka and JMO. And would you go JMO over RJ Harvey? I don't know.
Yeah, so he's got Brown. He's got 4 running backs he can start.
Chat, rank Hendy, RJ Harvey, Buka, and JMO. Please rank those 4. RJ Harvey, Hendy, Buka, JMO. Please rank those 4. I need at least 10 of you to contribute on this one. Big Homie needs our help. I'm going to go RJ. Oh, God, do I go JMO, JMO, or RJ Hendy? I mean, I really want to believe in Hendy still. Like, of course. But these are great options.
Hendy against Buffalo. Good matchup.
If your face is itching, it could be bugs. What? Could be the meatloaf. I don't think it's bugs, bro. But thanks. Pretty cleanly guy. But thanks. Appreciate you. Bugs. What's wrong with some people, bro? Hendy, JMO, Harvey, Buka. RJ, JMO, Hendy. I'm kind of leaning that. RJ, JMO, Hendy, or RJ, Hendy, JMO maybe, but I reserve the right to change my mind because we're so far away, and then there's news and there's all kinds of stuff. Like Hendy could get some sort of nod on that one, but I'd say that for right now, RJ, and then JMO, Hendy in that order, but super close. Hey Smitty, rest of season, do you trust going Sutton over Buka? I don't know. No, I don't. I still, the way I look at Buka is going to be differently than most people look at Buka. I'm willing to wait it out. I know it could be one more game that I could be, waiting for it. I get it. But I'm going to be the person that has Buka in my lineup the day he bounces back. And keep in mind, he's it's a lot of games. 4 games ago, he had 115 in a touch. And I know he's had a lot of bad games since week number 6. But he also was probably one of the best receivers we've ever seen play the game in that very short early part of the season. And all we know is that everything he does is he's a technician, a master wide receiver. His skill sets are beyond anybody that's ever really entered the league the last 10 years in terms of how advanced he is at almost every facet of everything he does. He's hit a major rookie wall. And what's the correlation of that? Bucky going down, Baker playing like dog crap. Baker's correlated to this. Baker playing like trash is a reason why Buka's playing like trash. Now, you could say, hey, I don't think Baker bounces back at all, and I understand that take. And I at least understand what you're going for. But I mean, personally, I'm going to bank on Book, and he plays Atlanta next week. Should be a good bounce back performance, hopefully for Book. If not, I'm willing to take that. I'm going to have him in my lineup when people go, man, he's on my bench, and I'm going to go, he's not on my bench. Not for this type of scenario. Now, I like Sutton a lot. I said that, last night, the night before. He's certainly a solid player. And I think Nick's, like today, Sutton had 62, no touchdowns, but 6 catches, 12 points. I'm willing to take a chance that I get 4 versus that 12 for the chance that I get Buka for 2 or 3 TDs the game he bounces back. But that's me. I get it. Other 2 wide receivers are Nico and JSN. Thanks to you. Pal, appreciate you. Great job. Your team looks great. My Lamar and Harvey for Stafford and Tet McMillan or T. Higgins. Lamar and Harvey for Stafford and Tet or T. I'd rather have T than Tet. Sounds weird. I'd rather T than Tet. 3-letter T over a 3-letter Tet. Stafford's pretty... I would say the safe call is Stafford, T. Higgins. I love Harvey, but if Harvey played like T. Higgins is playing all year, we're pretty happy with that. So I don't think you're going to look back and regret T. Higgins over Harvey. I think they'll probably play very similar in PPR. And Stafford's been steady all year. He's probably safer than Lamar, but I still like Lamar. Let me put it this way. If you're giving up Lamar and Harvey for Stafford and T, and he pulled the deal and said, never mind, you should be just as happy that you keep the players you have. But I probably would take Stafford and T, I suppose. It's an arguable thing for sure. Lamar, don't mess the bed. Hold and pray London, and Lamar, don't mess the bed. I think you're okay making this trade. And wide receivers, Rice and Buka, London, Pierce. London's the one I'm worried about a lot. Just because you're worried about him being healthy and being eased back in and maybe being less effective on top of Kirk Cousins. I need 11 points from Rice to punch. I needed 11 points from Rice to punch the playoff ticket. He got me 7. I'm sorry, man. Romeo, appreciate you, bro. Apologize. This one here from Samurai. Half PPR rest of season. Best tight end start for the playoffs, Tyler Warren. Oh, we did this one. It's a great question, man. Let's attack it later. Let's put Warren in for now. All right, Travis, anything else?
I don't think so. I mean, anything lineup-wise, probably go over this week. So
I feel like doing a Dynasty show real quickly maybe tonight. I'm tempted
Good one.
to do a Josh Allen one.
That's a good one.
Josh Allen is by far and away my QB1 for 2026. It's not even close. I love May. If May gets a wide receiver, then we're having a debate. Like, that's how good that debate becomes an immediate debate. Is it May? And I love Mahomes still. I know a lot of people are going to completely write him off after this game, but he is below Allen. And I said that before the game in the Patreon. I even told Travis and everybody in the Patreon, Josh Allen's my number one. And Travis even asked me, what about Mahomes? He's still in the top 3 for Dynasty. And if anybody's jumping off Mahomes as a top 5 QB for the future, like over tonight, did you watch the entire season? Have you watched your Chiefs? Have you watched them? Haven't you seen the DFOCA score on Mahomes? But Josh Allen is just, he's him. He's him. And if things improve, like everybody, like Gavin's saying, or like we've said, imagine where he goes then. If things get better for him, and they only can get better for him, Josh Allen goes up even more in value. But I don't even care if that happens, because he puts it all on his shoulders. He'll score rushing touchdowns. He'll score a 60-yard run. Like, he's just unbelievable. But Josh Allen is him. He's the number 1 overall quarterback. We'll probably go on the Dynasty channel and talk Josh Allen. And I think I'm going to surprise some people with how high I'm willing to take him. We'll talk about where's the limits of where you would draft him in Dynasty. Tight end Warren or Fannin. We talked about this in tremendous detail, big homie. So go back and watch that part. But in a nutshell, we're just saying that. Oh, Kincaid though as well. Kincaid might be safer. Fannin higher risk, higher upside. Warren is just neutralized for right now to like almost. I want to say like Warren. I don't know. This is so tough. I'd probably say Travis says, buy me a pro mic. Then was someone complaining about is it the same guy that complains about your mic every time?
No. One guy was like genuinely asking, and someone else said something about. I said my AirPods broke.
I don't want Travis to have a different tone. What if he called in and he's really crispy, clear, different? And he's like, hello. Like, this is how we know him. Calm down, bro. Don't get him a new mic. This is just it's the way the show is. I wouldn't recognize him. And I don't even think it's bad. I don't know what the big deal is. Like, I hear every word he says. I even watch the show back. I hear every word of it. I don't know what anybody's talking about. He's got a little bravado to his voice. I think that's what it is. Get him a voice changer? What do you want? What do you want from him? What do you want from the man? Want to kick him in the sack and then have him talk so you can hear him a little higher pitch? Like, what are we doing here? Tyler Warren. Travis, what are you doing here? Fannin, Warren, or Kincaid?
Maybe Kincaid. I mean, I think he's pretty safe, but I want to go Fannin. I don't know what to think about the Colts situation is my problem right now. Like you said, I kind of want to see what the week brings with that. But
you said Kincaid or Fannin? Which one?
I'd probably go Kincaid. I want to go Fannin, but
Chad.
What would you do, Warren? You still leaning Warren?
You know, I said Warren earlier. I think I'm willing to say when you throw Kincaid into this, I'm not going Warren, which is crazy because it makes me want Fannin and Kincaid because they both feel a little bit more ceiling value. And then I start weighing Fannin versus Kincaid and leaving Warren on the side. So it kind of proves that I don't like Warren over Fannin. I don't know. I think I'll lean Kincaid as well. Favorite target of Josh Allen. It's clear as day.
Right.
Yeah. Abomination joined the priority comment replies. Thank you, pal. Appreciate it.
You've just been Smitty approved.
All right. Thank you, big homie. Appreciate you. Travis, call back on the Dynasty show if you can. I'll be live in a few minutes here.
Yep,
all right, guys.
later.
Thank you, man. Don't forget, here's the waiver board right here. The week number 15 ad board. I'll put it up on the big board so we can rotate through it all week and show it on demand. We're going to talk Dynasty right now. So go to the Dynasty channel. How do you get there? Well, if you're on my YouTube homepage, you can scroll to the bottom and you'll see the green circle icon. That is the Dynasty channel link, but you can also click it right here. I'll pin it on the way out the door. I got a $50 hauler coming in from James. James, hang tight real quickly and let me pin this real quick. This is the Dynasty link right now. Pinned it. Click on that. We got 20 gifted memberships by James as well. James, 20 gifted memberships by James on top of a $20 hauler. This guy's going absolutely crazy. I don't know about you, but that's close enough to a 50 wad. Let's drop the $50 hauler celebration.
Give me $50 holler.
Thank you very much, pal. Appreciate you so much. Guys, if you get a gifted membership from James, please thank him. And the link that I pinned in the live chat is the Dynasty link. We're going live on Dynasty in about 5 to 7 minutes. So make sure you click that link and subscribe or pull up the homepage and refresh. Smitty got the win and clinched a playoff spot. Came back from 1-4 to 8-6. It's my third year playing fantasy football and first time making the playoffs. Thanks for all the help this year. No one does it like you. Cheers and good luck to everyone. James, fantastic celebration.
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah, buddy.
James to the moon, bro. James, thank you, pal. Appreciate you. Everybody thank James on the way out the door if you got a gifted membership. All right, you guys, we're going straight over to the Dynasty channel. I'll see you all over on the Dynasty channel right now. Thank you for dropping questions and being here. And for those of you that had your pathway come to an end, we're live 2-3 times a day, and we're getting ready for 2026 right now. And if you're gonna put your tail between your legs, and I mean this with all due respect, but if you're gonna put your tail between your legs because you lost this year or things didn't go well for you or whatever, and give up, that's not the person that you were when you joined your first league. When somebody looked you in the eye and said, hey, this is a challenge. Hey, you walk in Monday night, you against your opponent, you both got one wide receiver, you're down 3, but your wide receiver's a little bit better. You're down 3 though, you're down 4, down 5 points, you're down 10 points, and you said, give it to me, I'll take it, and then you lost, and you said, next year, this is gonna be good. Next year, I'm coming for you, Steve. I'm one more year experience. Now, I'm not saying you're not an experienced person, and that's probably where the kick to the sack is, where you're like, I'm a veteran, and I just lost, but you got to get back to the roots of where you got excited about losing. And I'm not saying that majority of people here are winning, doing great. But for those of you that got knocked out, or if you're winning 3 leagues, you got knocked out of your favorite one, or whatever the case may be, buck up. Understand that this is a learning game for everybody, including me. And we've got work to do. And you can either sit on the sidelines and not play next year, or you can get into some awesome fantasy football content that starts literally right now, but January 1, nonstop, more live streams than during the year. Sometimes 4 and 5 live streams a day because of the breaking news in January through April with the NFL draft, the free agency. I mean, this is what we do. And if you're not cut out for it, you're not cut out for it. I'm not going to beg you to stay, play again, don't quit fantasy if you lost, or even if you won and you're tired of winning and you want to quit. I'm just too easy for me. Play another league. Regardless, this isn't for everybody because we're hardcore and we're year-round. And one of the biggest insults somebody can give me is, Smitty, see you in August. Like, you don't watch January through July? Like, this isn't good enough for you? This content that we're producing day in and day out, entertainment day in and day out. I mean, you're watching for the entertainment factor partly too, right? You're going to come back in August? Yeah, we might leave the door unlocked. We might not. I'll see you over on the Dynasty channel. Click that link. It's pinned in the live chat. We're doing it live on the Dynasty channel in about 7 minutes. Josh Allen, see you there. Yeah, that Hawk guy never called in. Seahawks guy never called in. I don't know where he is.